Well, if you're like me and you've got this 2002 rav4 and you don't know what the deal is with the transmission, I've already gone through multiple stages of trying to repair this thing. The ECM is supposed to be bad, so I got a new one of those, didn't fix the problem. The solenoids go out because the ECM ruins them. I got all new solenoids, didn't fix the problem. So now I kept doing more research and found where the guy shows you how to replace the clutch pack as well as the planetary type gears inside the transmission, and this is what I found. You can see here that these are the clutches, and pulling this I think you call it a sun gear or sun something, it contains these individual little clutches, and this is what was left of them. Pieces everywhere, shards. There are two more stuck on this thing that I haven't gotten off, but I'm just going to order a new one. Obviously, this thing is just straight scored, worn out. And there's a little bit of moisture inside there, so that's not good for the transmission. And this was really easy to get to, which is the nice thing. I just jack this car up. This is a 2002 rav4. Just jack it up and turn the wheel, or take the wheel off, turn it to the left so I can get in there a little better. And then there's a handful of these type bolts. That's a 12 millimeter, and you just go around the this is the plate that comes off of it right here, and that's what you'll see once the wheel is gone. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of those 3, 6, 9, 11 of those bolts. Just undo them. Might have to use a screwdriver or something to pry that away because it's got this sealant on it. Pull it away, and and you'll be looking right at this guy sitting right there, and you just wiggle that thing out. You might have to move this little tube before you pull on that. I had to move it out of its hole. I loosened this little bolt right here and kind of just lifted it out of the way so that sun gear could slide out. I'm gonna get a little further in there just to see what else is bad, because I'm sure some other stuff is bad. But at least from what the guy showed online, that was his main problem. And so to keep getting into this transmission, you're gonna have to take, I think it's a speed sensor right here, and you got to get to that bolt right there to get that guy out of the way to pull this snap ring out so you can see more clutches. But it's not too bad. I think it's a 12, and just kind of inch it out as you get it. It helped me to remove this main solenoid harness right here, so then I think I can just wiggle that thing out of there. What I've had in this car is it won't shift past second, and it won't go in reverse. So it'll drive first, second, fine. Then it won't go, it'll, like, you can feel it kind of hesitate trying to get into that third gear, but it won't do it. It does it on occasion, but clearly this thing has been wrecked. And it was probably with that bad ECM. It probably was sending bad signals or something where it just trashed those clutch plates. So I thought I'd do a little help video because I didn't see anyone who had a video of changing these guys while the transmission was still in the car. Like I said, I've done all the other stuff trying to get this transmission to work, and it's just not working. So I'll give you an update on it when I get my new parts in. and I think those plates and the gear is going to be about 200 bucks. Where versus transmission, which I was looking at 2,500 for the transmission plus labor. So again, I've changed the ECM, all the solenoids, new fluid, new filter, and I think this might be my solution. I pulled the next set of clutch packs out. It's held up. Man, I'm not gonna go much further than this, because to me, and this is just me looking at this as a layperson, but when I peel back each one of these rings, those clutches, to me, the grooves are still there. I mean, I don't know what I'm really looking at, but there's metal rings in between each one, and each of these rings still has grooves in it. None of them are warped. To me, that seems like it should be the way it should be. I don't know, I mean, that kind of looks burned a little bit right there. But I don't know. I think I'm not gonna go all the way in there, because I think I found my problem first thing with those initial clutch pack, the rings. I mean, clearly bad problem. And I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm just gonna stick with stopping there. The guy I read about that did this, that I am kind of copying, he said that was his initial problem. This car only has like 70,000 miles on it, and so I did pull out this next little gear thing, and this stuff just wants to fall apart on me, and I don't know how it should necessarily go back in, so I'm gonna stop there and I'll show you how to put it back together. Looking at these, you can see over here I kind of cleaned up. This has a lot of black stuff all over it, and I think that's just tiny little flecks of metal, because this thing's been put through it. So I'm gonna go through here and clean all these up, and then I'll slide them back in there. You can see the slots of how these should go, but I'll video that when it comes. So this is the clutch pack. Let's see. So you've got, if you look at this, okay, so you need to make sure and line all these notches up like that as best you can, and then kind of set those in there, doing this one-handed. Slide it in to where, you may just want to do this one at a time, but because they will lock up against each other, and that will make it really difficult for you. But if you can do it, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do it one-handed. Pull these out, okay. Set the camera down so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Okay, that's better. It's probably better if I just do it one at a time. Okay. There. One. These are easy because they're just rings. And then two. Second metal ring. Second clutch. Third metal ring. I do have these grooves on them, so you can just slide them right in where you need to. Third clutch. And This last metal ring is dirty, so clean it up a little bit. Just trying to put it in exactly how I got it out. You can see the difference. Like this side has like this almost line worn in. I don't know if that's like a special coating on that side or not, but this side has where the outside faces. You can tell that that ring wears there. There. That's how that goes. And then I'm not going to put the other one in yet because I haven't got my new clutches yet, but I'm going to put this back in there. And I'm going to put the cover on. Next thing that goes in after that, make sure you have it all lined up with the splines in there. There we go. And this guy, this plastic piece, just is like a buffer between this piece and the larger planetary type gear that goes over this. It goes right inside this thing, which has holes, has little knobs on it, so you just line that up with these little holes inside here, and it should fall in there like that. And then that will go right there next, but this is the one I'm getting replaced because these, not only are these clutches stuck on here, I think these are the two metal, these are like those metal rings we put in just a second ago, and I think the clutch that was supposed to be in between that is just got burned up and smoked, and that was just like melted together or something. Crazy. You can tell that thing got hot. Look at the color change in the metal. So hopefully there's nothing inside there that got even worse ruined, because I'm not going any further inside there. So alright, well, oh, don't forget, before you walk away from this, you've got to put this snap ring on to hold those larger clutches and metal in place, and that goes right inside this groove. Hopefully you don't ruin anything trying to snap this in. It wants to pop out quite a bit, but there's a groove for it, so it's not terrible. I've had lots of worse, tighter snap rings, especially like in axles and stuff. It doesn't look like it's in there yet. There we go. Okay. You got to work that a little bit and get it to seat. Those clutches they need to be tight in there, and they want to move away from each other sometimes. But you want it to seat really good. So this one's still loose because that's held in by the main shaft. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead. Might order a new speed sensor right here. Don't know yet. Has a lot of collected metal on that. Might be fine, I don't know, but yeah, I'll update when I get the new stuff in.